This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB. Today in the arena, we're going to continue showing decks that I think can get you back to Mythic. Yeah, I originally played the mono white life deck for that very reason. I wanted to show decks that I thought were capable of getting players to Mythic, that were safe to craft and safe to spam all the way into the highest rank you want to go in your Magic journey. So mono white life was the first one. I think I proved my point there. And then Sultai Ultimatum and Rogues have been the next two, the blue decks of this journey. The next one, well, the next one is special. It's never a video I love to make from a playing sense, but it's one I love to make from a content sense. About once every set, we have to take a visit to the one, the only, the mono red. This is mono red. They play mono red. Unlike several sets now, mono red has had a significant update and change occur to it with the release of the Kaldheim set. And while you don't necessarily see it right away, because a lot of these cards are exactly the same as the ones you've played before, Frostbite has made a huge impact on the deck because now the threshold for damage is 3, not 2. It used to be with Shock and Bone Crusher Giant that once you had a 3 toughness creature, you were very safe. But with Frostbite, that is no longer the case. Not only that, if Frostbite can tag team with a Torbran to actually take down the mighty 5/5 Lovestruck Beast. So Frostbite is a key addition from the new set. And then on the other hand is Faceless Haven, a card we've seen in mono white lists, but also really shines in mono red. This card gives the deck resilience and the ability to push through a ton of damage even after a board wipe. So it's a very good card, and it's totally worth shifting your mana base around. And yeah, I don't run Castle Embereth, and I don't run Shatterskull Smashing. Some people do. They still run 1 or 2 of those. I think Faceless Haven is better, and I don't think it's worth messing up the opportunity to use the Haven. I've seen too many decks with Castle Embereth on the field, unable to activate their Haven, unable to Frostbite for 3 when they really needed to. And I just like sticking to the simple 20 mountains, 4 Faceless Havens for this particular deck. Also, because Faceless Haven is a creature land, I don't think that running 22 lands is correct, which is normally about where I land in mono red. I think that running a few more lands is a good idea because these ones can attack and block. So you would expect one to get killed in combat at some point, and you need to replace it. You also need mana to power it up. So there you go. I'm running Faceless Havens, and I'm running Snow-Covered Mountains, and I'm running 24 lands. The rest of the deck is pretty much exactly what you would expect. Wait, there's a sideboard. What the heck is all this? All these one-ofs in a sideboard for mono red. Well, guys, the biggest possible brain play for a mono red deck is to use Robber of the Rich to steal the opponent's Fae of Wishes or Raven's Warning, which allows you to access a card from outside of the game and cast it and actually have a sideboard to pull from. I've never spent enough time with mono red to take my time building that sideboard until today. Because I don't know about you, I'm sure this happens every day, all the time, that you just end up stealing a way to get outside the game and use your sideboard in best of 1. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very regular mono red occurrence. So when the noobs in comments ask why the sideboard, you know what to tell them. Tell them it's for the Mensa IQs only. That's what you tell them. All right, I've got a few announcements before we dive into the gameplay. If you want to skip those, well, you're not very cool, but you can. It's fine. First announcement, the dedication. This one goes out to Daniel Fitzgibbons, Uwe Hager, Uwe Hager, probably. Uwu. What is this, anime? And Rumbar Gaming. This final piece of my foiled out mono red deck goes to you, and it's Rimrock Knight. Ta-da! Blinged out mono red on this channel. I'm a little bit ashamed, but you know, the dedication's for you guys. It's cool. It's totally fine. Next bits of announcements. I have not one, but 2 casting jobs this weekend, and the one that should be going on today at the time that you're watching this video, The Altiora 2K Open, presented by the Looking for Fun Network, LFM. I will be casting with Jana Amari. Mani Davudi and Nessa Meow Meow will be taking over for the later shift. I will be casting from 12 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern on March 6th, which should be right now, at the time that you're watching this, on twitch.tv/LFM Network. I also plan to host it on my channel, though sometimes something goes awry with that and it diverts back to hosting someone else. But please come check it out. We've got a lot of really great players. Ali Warfield, Luis Silvato, Chris Botello, Brad Nelson, Eli Loveman, Matthias Leverato, and Numont the Nummy, just to name a few, participating in the 2K Open. It's going to be a really good show. And then the next day, Sunday, March 7th, I actually am the two-time caster this weekend. How did I end up taking 2 casting jobs on the same weekend? But I will be casting Stream League 2, which will be on twitch.tv/Charizard James, also hosted on my channel probably, presented by our collective sponsor, CoolStuffInc.com, and it features me, CGB casting, but it also features Ali Eldrazi, Frank Lepore, Jeff Hoogland, Jim Davis, MTG Nurgle, all of the Cool Stuff Inc. family, along with tons of other players who I'm also very excited to see, including Andre Strosky, member of the MPL Mythic champion, Rumty Green Mage Extraordinaire, multi-time #1 Mythic, Titan Smash MTG, another YouTuber, Mistman, the one they call Mistman. I loved my showdown with Mistman, excited to see him play, and many others, like so much talent on the roster. Check that out on Sunday. So that's the plug for those. I hope you'll come watch. I really enjoy casting. I appreciate the support when I do it. It means a lot. Say hi in the comments. It goes a long way. It keeps me pumped. Now let's dive in. Let the mono red nonsense begin. Oh, one more thing before we dive in. I wanted to make a quick little thing about Mythic rank. I've enjoyed this time, of course, that I got to play in really high Mythic in Best of 1, but I also think from comments I've received, a lot of congratulatory comments, thank you, but a lot of the comments reveal that most people don't really know how the Mythic ranking works at this level. I can't tell you how many comments I got saying just camp #1 Mythic and things like that, and it doesn't work that way. When you hit #1, the job is not done, and I'm going to demonstrate that. So since hitting #1 Mythic, let's add up the matches I've played. I played Dimir Rogues 6-1, right? Then I played Sultai Ultimatum 7-2, so that is 13-3. And then yesterday on stream, which you can watch the VOD of if you want to, I played Naya Adventures 4-1, so that is 17-4. 17-4. That's a really good win rate in Best of 1. I think that you guys would agree. Pretty insane win rate in Best of 1. Very hard to maintain. I'm not going to. Like, it takes good luck, and you have to run pretty well, and you have to hit the right matchups. It's hard to do. So that is a really good win rate to hit, and I did that after hitting #1 Mythic. What rank do you think I am now? Let's check it really quick. Let's save those sweet changes. 16. I was #1 Mythic. I went 17-4. And I deranked to 16. If you wanted to hold top 10 Mythic, it could be a full-time job. I with no off days, no sick days, 7 days a week. I am convinced of that. Maybe some of the most focused, best players in the world who also make their living from Magic, either by being in the MPL or streaming or both, could do it. And even then, you will hit a bad stretch and you will be right back out of the top like 500 in a matter of hours. Like, you just don't hold, especially in Best of 1, you just do not hold #1 Mythic. You do not hold top 10 Mythic. It's asking too much. So you guys are going to see the rank go down. There's no way to stop it. I can't stop it, guys. Especially not if you want me to try to brew interesting decks and make fun content. Most of my time playing is spent trying new decks, which don't always work. So enjoy the high rank number while it's there, and know that it is not permanent. And don't be that person asking me either to stop playing or, what happened to your rank? Did you lose games, bro? I went 17-4. And I deranked from 1 to 16. There, a little insight into how that works. I hope you enjoy it. Now let's dive in and really let the mono red nonsense begin. All right, we're going first because we are mono red. We're up against Yorion. I hate myself already. It's not a fervent champion, but it will probably do the job. Fire blade charger. To the top, you say? Haha, robber of the rich. What you keep there, land? You'll not has that land. Alrighty, Phoenix of Ash off the top. Do we want to do that, or do we want to play Tempo Giant, as it's a much better Embercleave hit? It also punches harder, and it gets around Elspeth's Nightmare. What 3-drop removal spell gets it? Not much. Alright, first we'll attack, though. The opponent might spend a Heartless Act on this robber. The opponent will spend a Heartless Act on this robber. Eliminate, my bad. So I like to play the Angry Giant early, because the opponent's not as likely to have a way to kill it right away. Not a good way to kill it. And by that I mean, like, later in the game they have Elspeth Conquers Death that can remove it without them taking damage. But early on in the game, they're likely to have to use a Heartless Act or Eliminate, which hurts a lot more. Alright, no Embercleave this turn. Here, we're going into turn 4. The opponent might have Extinction Event. I like Fervent Champion Stomp Face. Then if they Extinction Event, we untap in Phoenix. We could also not play the Fervent Champion. That is an option. You know what? I like that. I like playing around Extinction Event here. Maybe I'm talking myself into too much, but I think that playing the Fervent Champion there doesn't accomplish enough for the reward. An Extinction Event is one of the sneaky ways the opponent gets back into this. You don't have to play Mono Red like Mono Red Go Brrr. You can play Mono Red like Mono Red Go Think. Alright, Glass Casket's obnoxious. That is a good way to deal. And here is a Glass Casket for the Charger. Wow. That really sucks. Your face. The opponent didn't have to take any damage dealing with either of those. This deck really relies on that damage. Alright, Bone Crush. See if they have another way to deal. Another Embercleave is very unideal. So at this point with the Fervent Champion, we've missed out on 2 points of damage. And we'll see how wrong I was about that. Akaya 2? What the hell is this Exile Tribal going on? At least we get to Phoenix the Kaya, but this is not going well. Maybe we've drawn out their Exile stuff now. We can't have them using Kaya on a Yorion. We'll just never get through. Opponent with just straight up cheating Esper control. 100% cheater. Okay, that does not kill the Phoenix just yet. Gains 2 life. And they have a book. Alright, well, they're going to be trying to find their cards, and they eventually gain 4 life from this, so now's our window. We've got to jump through it. We have to find a way to resolve this Embercleave. So there's a land. We can go with Fervent Champion. Is it worth it to kill these tokens? Probably not. Let's do the damage like this. The opponent could double block there. They might not have if we attacked, but I really don't want to play the Rimrock Knight on the Fervent Champion, and I want the creature around to put the Embercleave on. So I think that attacking there would be a mistake. I know it means our Rimrock Knight probably doesn't get through, but we're relying on Embercleave to do that anyway. Trickster Gods. What? What? Okay. That's a fine use of a lot of mana. I'm into that. Our opponent's trying to be clever with Trickster God's Heist. Well, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. I think we've got him. I think all we have to do is put this Embercleave on this Rimrock Knight. Tempting to power up the Haven, but then we couldn't play the Cleave. The sword is lit, boys and girls. And when the sword is lit, evil CGB fans know we are legit. Sorry, Orion. Not today. No 1-drop, but we're on the play and we have a 2-drop. We have to draw a land. We run 24. If we do, we have the team. If we just drew 2 lands in a row, this hand would be absolutely nuts. And if we don't draw lands, we should draw spells that are castable, because most of our curve is low. What mono red is really good at in the meta is cutting up rogues and cutting up Sultai Ultimatum. So I hope I play against some of those. The more mono white I play against, the worse I'm going to feel. Land number 1. The key to beating mono white is having an Embercleave on your Annex. So at least we have a hand that's built to do that. But we don't want to make any trades. Like, we're probably not going to attack with this next turn. Ow. But there's no Luminarch Aspirant. That is a frustrating card to play Magic with. Let's get hardened in the forge. Yeah, buddy. Check out my axe. So hard. Zero Skyclave Apparitions. 0. Actual 0. Come on now. Nice. No Giant Killer held up either. Opponent wants to rumble. Now there's an... No, this makes 1 token when it dies. I was going to say it would be an interesting thought of whether or not to block if we got 2 tokens from this. Because then we could Embercleave next turn for sure. Opponent's thinking about it. Do you really want to race with mono red? Nope. Well, sometimes you're mono red and you just draw like a freaking god and go smash smash. I don't know if it will be good enough, but it's definitely the thing we need to be trying to do. Against this version of mono white, it usually works out okay, right? They don't really recover life total that quickly or that well. The snow version usually only has Alseid of Life's Bounty as a lifelinker. They do have Giant Killer. Yep. Let's hit him. Pretty happy to lose the Rimrock Knight for the dog. Its indestructibility is going to be obnoxious and we get 2 tokens for it. There's the discard. Hit him hard. Hit him harder. Down to 7. We gain, is that 4 tokens? And you get to wear the sword. Congratulations. And next we have Torbrand. So our token army gets crazy. So let's see what follow-up they have. There's nothing like having an on-the-plate god draw for your worst matchup. Maybe not worst, but it's a tough matchup. The life gain deck is definitely the worst. Our opponent has made their Luminarch Aspirants 2/2s. Oh, and we're hard casting the Giant Killer. Roar! How you doing? That's a tilt. That's a tilt. Let's go trade these tokens up, shall we? And our last bonus extra card is another Annex. Nice deck. I don't think you have a way to stay alive, but, well, let's find out. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to face right now, and then you can't block all of these. I just don't think there's any way to do it. I think we're in for a head explosivo. A face melter of a guitar solo. There it is. On the draw, I thought I would never be subjugated to this. It's a much slower hand. Hopefully we're against an aggro deck. They do have a Teferi Avatar, but they don't have a Yorion. So hopefully our opponent's like, here's a creature, and I'm like, here's a Frostbite. And they're like, here's another creature, and I'm like, here's a Bonecrusher Giant. And then they're like, I'm out of creatures, and I'm like, Annex, Harden in the Forge, and Embercleave, and that's that. And it looks like that's not what's going to happen at all. It looks like our opponent is indeed a Gandalf, a Teferi control-y maging, foretelling on stuff. All right. So what card do we want to get down below some kind of a counter magic facade? I think everybody would be yelling play Annex here. I don't think Annex is the right play. I think it's actually the Phoenix, because we can pump mana into it, and if our opponent is holding counter spells, we can just punish them for holding up mana. Because these are probably Behold the Multiverse, Saw It Coming, and Doomscar. Like, those are the popular ones. Cosmos Elixir, they're going to gain life. Oh no. Well, they didn't hold up mana, did they? I guess we're playing this because of Doomscar. And now it's up to the sword, if we even get a chance to cast it. By the way, also, Frostbite can kill your own Annex in response to an exile effect. Okay. Well, if you're going to choose some creatures to get killed, those are the ones. You're pretty happy about that. I think we're supposed to try to cleave. What does it cost? 3, and then we can still stomp. It might get countered, of course. Let's see if they countered this. I'd rather they counter this. No counter. Love it. Down to 10. Only 2 cards in graveyard, though. We've got to work on that. Frostbite hitting for 3 also means your own escaped Phoenix of Ash can be killed by it if you want that to avoid exile. Oh no! My cleave! Good thing I got another. Are they going to give up their elixir? There's no way. There's no way they do that, right? Sword! Big sword! Guess we want this on the field. Say go. There's no way you give up the elixir. Yeah, you love your 2 life a turn. You'd be dead right now without it. Another Doomscar, perhaps? What are these foretold cards? Alrund's Epiphany? Okay, it is a Doomscar. Have a point of damage. Maybe I should have held back the Charger, but with the Doom foretold on the battlefield, I think it made sense to play it. We're on 6 mana. We can bring back Phoenix and attack with it for 3, or we can put out 2 giants. Remember, our opponent gains life, so I think we still need a bigger hit here to get away with this. Let's go for a giant. Now, what are these cards? Are they all Doom Scars? Maybe. Our opponent's playing Doom Foretold with nothing to sacrifice to it. The 3rd Doom Scar. All right. Well, I'm not mad that I didn't play around the 3rd Doom Scar. Fae of Wishes gets what? What is your anti-red hoser in the sideboard? Elspeth Conquers Death. Okay. Let's get a nice, big, Embercleave-powered Phoenix hit in. Down to 3. They go up to 5 from Elixir, but if they play ECD and have nothing else and we draw land, we win. There are also other various draws that could really help. Fervent Champion would be really good. Fireblade Charger would be really good. They exile the Phoenix itself. We keep our sword. They play the 1/4. That really helps. That's a land, so the 1/4 is going to save them here. It's really close. It's really close. How many good top decks can you make? And why don't we have a Faceless Haven? A Faceless Haven would be such a GG here. A life gain source that works with Doom Foretold. No! Stop! No! All right, how many cards in graveyard? 2. So we're giving up the sword. And then we pump the Phoenix, and that should be game. They still have mana here, but it won't save them. Like the golden egg isn't enough life. Was a good effort by the opponent, though. A good effort, but now you die. This is mono red. We play mono red, mono red, mono red. Attack face till they're dead. There, I did the thing. I did it. Are you happy? I did the thing. I played Yappy. Let's look up what they played. Hold on. MTG Assistant. Link in description. Download it. Let's see. Ladder. Yappy was mono white. Oh boy. The hard matchup. All right. Are we on the play? We're not. It's a decent hand, but that's game. We're on the draw. Can't win. It's over. Resign. Put it in the bank. Yep, good choice. Drawing second Embercleave instead of land 3. Classic deck. Classic shuffler is fine. Fun. Very fun. All right. Do we attack with our Charger? If we attack with our Charger and the opponent blocks with Giant Killer, we can kill it. If they block with Seasoned Hollowblade, they can give it Indestructible, and then we end up doing 1 to face and throwing this away for a card in hand, which I don't think is worth it. So I will not attack with my Charger. I know, I'm doing a very poor impression of Mono Red. Mono Red attacks face till they're dead. And for some reason, I don't do that. Well, rip the Embercleave Dream. Also rip Phoenix of Ash. And rip my Snowlands. That is a Redain on the play. I should probably be in the next game now. Like, this is embarrassing. Uh-huh. GG's. Still on the draw. And this hand is... ugh. Better. What are we putting back? I guess we can put back one of the giants. The Phoenix might be good. Although we're not against rogues, are we? You know what? Go away, bird. You're here for rogues. We haven't played rogues. Cave, huh? See if you have another one of those for this charge. If they say go, I am guessing that means Bone Crusher Giant. So I think I just want that spent on my 1/1, on this 1/1. And then we can attack with Fervent Champion next turn and stomp to get through their Bone Crusher Giant. And we can Bone Crush their face. Take your damage. Take your damage. That's some crap. They did have another one. Okay. I guess I'll play my robber this turn, but then it might not get him for damage. Nah, let's make sure we get him for damage. Actually did draw 2. Crazy. I hope they miss a land drop later because of that. Robber of the rich. Stomper stomps. All right. That possibly changes things. Or we could hit him with the Robber of the Rich, which these are best when both alive. So we want, if they have a removal spell, we want them using it here. This is just trying to maximize our cards. Who knows? We might take a 1-drop. Oh, snap. Yes. Rewarded. This is just mono red with funky land. That's what we're playing against. Serves you right for rushing ahead. Do you also play sweepers with your Fervent Champion and your Robber? Wait, no! Oh, too tilted. They didn't even stay to see the triple champion. On the play all day. That's the easy mode we're looking for. I'm ready. This is mono red. We play mono red, mono red, mono red. Attack face till they're dead. Here's a Fervent Champion. Here's a Rimrock Knight. Here's a Torran Thane of Redfell. And we finish the job. Mulligan again, I dare you. The classic BM fist pump when they mulligan. That's right. That's right, because I'm the greatest. The gods favor me on this day. It's a tough keep. If they are keeping, it's a tough keep. All right. Throw out the BM hello. All part of the experience. Snow-covered plains. Okay. Doing it on hard mode. They had something they could play. They didn't. What was it? Cycling? Okay, I'm really not sure. Robber of the rich. Must be a stone coil serpent. I got your Luminarch. I got your Luminarch. Oh, joy. Alseid of Life's Bounty. Were they saving protection for it? They were. They want to get Sentinel's Eyes on this card. Okay. Well, we can play the Rimrock Knight pre-combat on, like, the Fervent Champion, and then we get to steal another card, but the Robber dies and trades with the Bounty anyway. So the other card probably doesn't matter. I'm trying to think of a card I could hit that would matter, but I don't think there is one, so we'll just get in and hope that they get greedy and block the champion. Okay, no block on champion. So this is an interesting decision. We can hold the Rimrock Knight, or we can get some damage in, and I'm actually going to hold it. Because it's allowing the champion to get in turn after turn. And who knows, maybe we want to Rimrock Knight this Luminarch and trade with the Bounty. Because I think their plan is to Sky Maul this. I guess if they do that, we can't make that block, but it does take it off the table for a future turn. Redain. The card makes me angry. What do you guys think? Do we give up a Luminarch Aspirant for this? I don't think so. I think Luminarch Aspirant is worth it. I think it's even worth letting the opponent get 2 more life on a future attack or block. We also have Embercleave this turn, but we don't because of Redain. They have 3 cards in hand, so we're not going to rob them. Unless we play pre-combat Rimrock, which I don't want to do. You might be like, Torbran! Let me tell you what's wrong with Torbran. Wah, wah. That's what's wrong with Torbran. So even the Rimrock now doesn't get us low enough. Let's put a counter here. Let's go to attacks. Opponent's afraid of that champion. They're afraid of the champion. Now, see, what they're telling themselves, because we didn't play the Rimrock Knight last turn, they are telling themselves that I don't have it. They are wrong. I am a patient red mage. I use big 5-head brain. But I mean, maybe they have another Redain, but if they did, wouldn't they have rather had their Redain stick and played the shield? Yeah. All right, here's Sky Maul. Here comes the Sky Maul. So, Embercleave is on the menu. This Robber is on the menu. Torbran's on the menu. There's a lot of good stuff going on here. The opponent has 3 cards in hand, so we are robbing them here. Where does the counter go? Where is a card that wouldn't trade for the Life's Bounty? I guess it is the Fervent Champion. Wait, First Strike is a problem, isn't it? It's a big problem. So we need to attack with... We really want our opponent not to block this Robber and not to block this champion. So I think the best way to do that is max pressure. Redain. Okay, so if they're going to do that, what's the play? We can play this Redain. What does it stop them from doing? I guess all their snowlands enter tapped. That's obnoxious. It's got flying and vigilance. All right. If it's going to keep them blocking the smaller creatures for a while, and we're getting a bunch of damage through, I know they have lifelink, but this is fine. I want their lands entering tapped. I really do. Skyclave Apparition on this is a bit of a tilt, though. Down to 10. Tapped land, yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so how... They have a giant killer, right? That's the only reason they wouldn't play anything. That makes Torbran a really good play. All right, so they gain 4, they go up to 17. Then they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So they're at 4. We throw away one of our creatures, then they gain another 4 next turn. Then we try to Embercleave. Hopefully they get tired of these giant killer games. And we get a good stolen card. It's Sentinel's Eyes. We have to be careful with it. We don't want to give them a giant killer target. We want to make one of our 2/2s or 2-power creatures big enough that we can Embercleave it, and then it still trades with the bounty. Oh my gosh, they're taking more damage than I thought they would. I guess they have a giant killer for the Rimrock Knight now. I didn't think about that. That's an oops. It's possible I shouldn't have attacked with the Rimrock Knight. I think it's very possible. Yeah, I should not have attacked with the Rimrock Knight. They still end up at 4. All right, who wears the eyes? Who should have vigilance here? Let's put it on the first striker. Very close game. Opponent drops the Giant Killer. And a Hollow Blade. All right, guys. It's up to Embercleave now. They've played out their stuff. We're down to 6. They're up to 8. Frostbite's a good card. Where does it go? Can we power up Haven? If we power up Haven, we don't get to Frostbite, but we get a 4/3 attacker. So adding 4 power to the board is better, I think. Maybe not. We also have the opponent counter-attacking to think about. All right, I guess I have to math, which I hate doing. So we have a 4/3, we have all these. Our opponent blocks the 4/3, they go up to 12. Then they have block, block, block. Then they lose all this stuff. Like, we can kind of wipe their board. I guess that's what we should do. 2 cards versus 1. With the robber triggers, I could... All right, so we need to do this. Let's take out their Giant Killer. And with the robber triggers on the stack, we can Embercleave. They don't know where to block. That's not good. And we have to Embercleave onto the Torbran. Okay, no chance to do that. That's not an option. Embercleaving there doesn't give us the robber triggers. I swear somebody did that to me before, but I must be thinking of a slightly different situation. I must have something else in mind. Yep, those are basically the blocks they have to make here. Maybe the right play then was to play the Frostbite on the Hollow Blade. If they discard the card to protect it, we get our robber triggers. Because those robber triggers could matter. You can tell I'm a blue mage because I'm absolutely frantically trying to figure out how to get my card advantage as I swing for a potential lethal. What a nerd. Okay. Okay. And there's the blocks. So our opponent they are at 8. And they're going up to 12. We definitely want the cleave on the Torbran so that the Alcide dies because of first strike. We also don't get a chance to just cleave the robber that they didn't block and kill them because of first strike as well with the life linker. Opponent says, good game. We'll see. Okay, the opponent still has Hollow Blade. They can Sky Maul it, and that's 5. So they need an untapped land for lethal. Don't move the cleave there. The Torbran would die because it had 1 life. Nice. So should I have held back a robber for a block in that spot? Maybe. I'm sure I made a few bad mistakes in that game, and powering up the Haven was probably better, and holding the Frostbite for this turn would have been good. Yeah, badly played on my part, but I mess up a lot playing aggro. You guys know that. I'm gonna try to send you out on a win. I have enough for a video. I just don't like losing. Freaking hate it, to be honest. Especially when I know it's because I did dumb things. You know, I could have frostbit the Alseed because I had a Torbran. Oh, I bet there's a lot of comments about that already. Oh no. I could have frostbit the Alseed because I had Torbran. I even talked about that in the intro and forgot. I just don't... I play mono red once a month, guys. Once a month. You gotta give me a break. You gotta be nice. Please be nice. There's nothing more annoying than reading the same comment 900 times. Nothing in the world is more tilting. Oh. You're killing me. All right, we have to fight a diamond. We have to gatekeep. We're on the draw, but we have double Fervent Champion and it's Yorion, so we should be favored. Let's put out the Charger in case they want a Sorcery Speed Bloodchief's Thirst it, and then next turn double Champion. We might actually rob next turn. All right, they held up 2 mana. Let's rob. Actually, against like a Heartless Act, the Fervent Champions are better, huh? Because we still get A damage through. Oh, what? But when we play this when they's tapped out, it gets a lot more damage through. Yeah, let's go for robbing. Against Jwari, the champions would be better. But this is definitely like an Omen of the Sea. Oh, I hope I get to cast that. I hope I get to cast that. Although I honestly wish they had drawn their 7-drop. If I'm being honest, I wish that they had drawn that instead of whatever they draw. All right, removal spell is ready, but so is Ultra Mega Attack Zone. So if they're running Shadow's Verdict, and if they are not running Extinction Event, things are looking good. Yeah, you like that, don't you? You like that, don't you? Oh, we get 2 attacks. Okay. Your forest is mine. Another Omen? Okay, make it a good one. Make it a good one. One thing I do love playing aggro decks, my opponents see my name, and if they know who I am, there's no way, and I mean no way whatsoever, that they expect mono red. All right, in case of Extinction Event, I'm thinking we hold this, because if we get to attack with this next turn, we win anyway. Like, even if they kill a Fervent Champion, they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're at 10. Okay, so maybe playing the Charger matters, but not by much. Yeah, let's hold the Charger. It's really good with an Embercleave. So if we play Embercleave next turn, then a hasty Charger can finish the game. There's a Binding. Kills a champion. Steals a Wolf-Willow Haven. LOL. Let's take the max damage here, I guess. We could also put it on the Charger, but if the opponent finds a way to exile the Charger, it's not good. There's the verdict. I'm telling you guys, mono red don't care. all right, Charger needs a day in the sun. So when Charger is equipped, it has haste. This is mono red. We play mono red. And we are back for the post-game wrap. And yep, I suck at playing mono red. Confirmed. Truth. I know. This shouldn't surprise everybody. I know. But there's nothing more that aggro mages love than to rub my face in it by telling me all the things I should do. So, have fun with that. The comments on this video are going to be lit. as lit as the sword is legit. Anyway, Mono Red, still good. Still ranks up. If you play it better than I do, you too can be Mythic Top 20 Gamer. Yeah. Scoreboard. Speaking of the scoreboard, let's have a quick look. I actually didn't get to use Faceless Haven, mostly because I was a moron in one game. But anyway, let's have a quick look at the scoreboard. What did we do today? Mono Red, where are you? On the draw 4 times? No wonder we struggled with our what did we get here? 2 losses, both to Mono White, and 5 wins. Our pitiful 5-2 record because of all these times on the draw. But there you go. We went 5-2 today, bringing our record since hitting #1 Mythic to 22-6. 22-6, which is really good and will not maintain. I keep saying that. Eventually, I'm going to start having bad luck too. I've been really lucky. And yeah, went 22-6 since hitting #1 Mythic. We finished at number 17 today. I find these stats interesting. I hope you find them a little interesting too. But that is going to be the video. The decks that get you back to Mythic, Mono Red can certainly be one of them. And by all means, spam the hell out of it. I actually love beating Mono Red, much more than I like playing against Rogues or Mono White. So bring it on. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Remember, please, watching this weekend, come check out the Altiora Open, where I will be casting with Jana Amari. That's on March 6th. And check out the Stream League 2 on March 7th, where I will be casting with Charizard James on his channel, sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc. So come see Covert Go coverage this weekend. I'm really looking forward to it. I love doing coverage, and I love hearing from all of you. The support means a lot. And I'll see you in the next video. You're cool.